Earlier today, someone posed a question regarding how to set colours on the Brother 670. This video will show you how to set the colours for each of the needles that you have. In order to do this, you need to go to the bottom of the page and press this icon, which looks like a piece of paper with writing on it. This will bring up the settings screen, and if you click on the arrow, you can change to page 3. These numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 refer to the colours of thread which are on your needle settings. They go from right to left. So whatever colour you have currently on your machine can be set to reflect this. Now, inevitably, we all want to change the colours, so how do we get that to show up on a screen? Well, the answer is to reset the colour in here. So in order to reset, you may notice number 1 is highlighted, but let's say I want to leave white on number 1, but I want to change number 3. If I click on it, you'll see a blue screen around that number, and then come down to the bottom of the screen, click on Reset, and pick a different colour, whichever colour it is you want. Let's pick a purple. You can see here it shows up the colour. Now, often if you've got a custom thread table set up, you can pick your own threads. I tend to pick a colour that is more or less the same colour I'm going to use. It just gives me a visual representation of what I'm going to do. So let's then click on Set, and you can see that my green is now purple. Because I actually do have green on the machine, I'm going to set it back again so I don't forget. So again, click on Reset. I'm going to pick a green, click on Set, and now it's back to the colour that's actually on my machine. Let's click on OK, and you'll close the settings panel. Now, just to show how that works, if we go to the embroideries and let's select this screen, which is actually the one that they use to test the tension on it. Let's click on Set, and you can see we've got that embroidery ready to go. But let's say we want to change the colours to test the colours in our needles and have that reflected on the screen. If we click on End Edit, and on my machine in the middle here there are 2 arrows going either side with what looks like 3 pieces of paper. Click on that button, and you'll see that the embroidery is listed from 1 to 6. That is needle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you want to show what's on your machine, needle 1, if you want to stitch it out, is actually white. Select the next one down, needle 2 is a light blue on my machine. If you watch up here, you'll see as I change it, so the colour changes. So needle 3 on my machine is a different green, and you can go right through like that. And that's one way so that you can see on the screen the colours that your machine is actually going to stitch. But there is something else that you need to remember. Let's just click on the home screen and say cancel. I'm going to go back and let's pick something here that's got a lot of colours. Something that's fairly straightforward. And let's pick the flowers and say Set. Now again, at the moment that looks like the colours it's going to use. Let's go to End Edit and again click on the same button. What you'll notice here is that it says it's going to stitch this one. Now the number beside the colour says that is the needle it's going to use. It does not know what colour you have. So if you want to stitch it on needle number 1, or you want to stitch it on a particular colour, then you have to make sure the machine is set to stitch that colour. So if we look down, you'll see that up here we have a purple flower. Looking down here, we can see the purple flower is here, and it's set to number 5. On my machine, I have a yellow, and I don't want a yellow flower. So let's say I select that one, and then let's make it a white flower by selecting number 1. So you can see up here, it's changed from the purple to now stitching on number 1. But if I go back to this one, at the moment, the design on here says it's stitching a pale pink. Well, it isn't. And if I change it to the number 1, which is on my machine, you'll see it's a bit difficult to spot that one because it's a sort of background color. But if we pick one that's more obvious, like the green, that leaf there, let's just change it complete color just so you can see the difference. So at the moment you can see it's green. That's the showing you what it's going to stitch. Let's turn it yellow. Now you can see there's a bit of yellow there. If we go on to the next one and turn that yellow, that's the colors it'll actually stitch. So remember, you need not only to set the original color on your machine, but you also need to check and make sure that the right needle is going to stitch the right color for your design. I hope that's helpful.